This is the CNN New York Times Democratic presidential debate. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States who determine the president's fate.
Sometimes there are issues that are bigger than politics, and I think that's the case with this impeachment inquiry.
In my judgment, Trump is the most corrupt president in the history of this country.
He has committed crimes in plain sight. And on this issue with Ukraine, he has been selling out our democracy.
Multi-trillion-dollar hole. And without...
I want to give a reality check here to Elizabeth, because no one on this stage wants to protect billionaires. Not even the billionaire wants to protect billionaires. We just have different approaches. Your idea is not the only idea.
You have not specified how you're going to pay for the most expensive plan, Medicare for All. Will you raise taxes on the middle class?
I have made clear what my principles are here, and that is costs will go up for the wealthy and for big corporations, and for hardworking middle-class families, costs will go down.
A yes or no question that didn't get a yes or no answer.
Senator Warren, I just want to say that I was surprised to hear that you did not agree with me that on this subject of what should be the rules around corporate responsibility for these big tech companies, when I called on Twitter to suspend Donald Trump's account, that you did not agree, and I would urge you to join me.
Sometimes I think that Senator Warren is more focused on being punitive or pitting some part of the country against the other.
I'm really shocked at the notion that anyone thinks I'm punitive. Look, I don't have a beef with billionaires. We need a wealth tax in order to make investments in the next generation.
My son's statement speaks for itself.
If it's not okay for a president's family to be involved in foreign businesses, why was it okay for your son when you were vice president?
Look, my son did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Rudy Giuliani, the president, and his thugs have already proven that they, in fact, are flat lying.
Hotspots around the world. What has happened in Syria is yet again Donald Trump selling folks out. And that's why gotta go. And when I am commander-in-chief, we will stop this madness.
Donald Trump has the blood of the Kurds on his hand, but so do many of the politicians in our country from both parties who have supported this ongoing regime change war in Syria that started in 2011.
I think that is dead wrong. The slaughter going on in Syria is not a consequence of American presence. It's a consequence of a withdrawal and a betrayal. And when I was deployed, I knew one of the things keeping me safe was the fact that the flag on my shoulder represented a country known to keep its word.
Think about how absurd it is that this president is caging kids on the border and effectively letting ISIS prisoners run free.
We have ISIS. It's going to come here. They are going to, in fact, damage the United States of America. That's why we got involved in the first place.
Huge monopolies protect small business and protect consumers.
They don't know how this is going to affect their jobs.
This is a disease of capitalism run amok.
Have a 15-member court.
Police violence is also gun violence.
Women are the majority of the population in this country. People need to keep their hands off of women's bodies and let women make the decisions about their own lives.
Thank you, Senator.
How we're going to get it done. I'm going to say something that is probably going to offend some people here, but I'm the only one on the stage who's gotten anything really big done.
But you know what you also got done, and I say this as a good friend. You got the disastrous war in Iraq done.
No.
You got a bankruptcy bill, which is hurting middle-class families all over this country. You got trade agreements like NAFTA and PNTR with China done, which have cost us 4 million jobs.
So you started this question with how you got something done. You know, following the financial crash of 2008, I had an idea for a consumer agency.
And I went on the floor and got you votes. I got votes for that bill. I convinced people to vote for it. So let's get those things straight, too.
Senator Warren, do you want to respond?
I am deeply grateful to President Obama, who fought so hard to make sure that agency was passed into law.
You did a hell of a job of your job.
Thank you. But understand this.
Now to the issue of candidates and their health.
I'm feeling great, but I would like to respond to that question.
I want to start by saying...
And Senator Sanders is in favor of medical marijuana. I want to make sure that's clear as well.
Thank you.
Senator Sanders, this debate does mark your... This debate...
All right.
This debate, sir, does mark...